Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be talking about healing our leaky gut. This is based on a Dr. Docker's article on the 6 nutrients that heal leaky gut syndrome. If you have any questions, please feel free to text Dr. Udani at 437-702-2112. I wanted to welcome Dr. Udani here with us. She's our naturopathic doctor here at Justine Blainey Wellness Center, and she is so passionate about women's health and digestive issues, skin conditions, stress, chronic pain, and she genuinely believes that everyone has the ability to make healthy, long-lasting changes. Please help me welcome Dr. Udani.
Thank you, Angela. Good evening, everybody. So today we have a really exciting talk coming up about how to heal the leaky gut. It is something that I see a lot in my practice, and it's definitely a condition or a concern that can affect your whole health and your whole quality of life. So this is going to be a really good talk, and we're also going to talk about some nutrients that can help heal the leaky gut as well. So before we jump into that, we have some amazing upcoming webinars. We have Dine with the Doc. This is happening at a local restaurant. So if you're interested in having some one-on-one interactions, please register with our front desk team to come to this event. We also have Getting Ready for Hockey Season with Victoria for a dynamic hockey warm-up. We're also going to talk about how to stay motivated when losing weight. That can be really hard sometimes when you're in that journey. We're also going to talk about understanding the importance of our lymphatic system. So that's another great, exciting talk coming up. And finally, we have in the middle of October, we're going to talk about how is your nose chronically stuffy or runny, and ways to help with that, because that's going to be the cold and flu season. So lots of interesting webinars coming up, and I hope you can join for all of them. So today we're going to talk about healing the leaky gut with these nutrients. So what's the difference between a healthy gut and a leaky gut? So the way I like to think about this is that your gut is like a neighborhood. So let's say it's a neighborhood that has really, really good neighbors. That's a healthy gut. So the neighbors take care of each other. The lawns are cut. Everything's nice and clean. The garbage is, put out, taken back. There's no issues with, any disputes, no loud noises. No one's, being loud or partying too much. Everyone's working together. So that is what a healthy gut lining is like. Everyone's working together. The neighbors are the good bacteria. They're helping each other. The absorption of nutrients is really easy. It's done very well. It's efficient. There's really minimal inflammation. But what can happen when there's a leaky gut is that this neighborhood starts to attract some bad neighbors. So some houses now start to become really, really dirty and, dilapidated, and the garbage is not put out. There's loud noises everywhere, and the whole neighborhood kind of starts to become less and less desirable. So that is something that is like an analogy for a leaky gut. Basically, there is overgrowth of unfriendly, bad bacteria that cause a lot of inflammation. It affects the way the gut functions. It damages the gut lining. And it's not just the bad bacteria. It could also be our lifestyle. It could be the medications that we're taking. It could be food sensitivities. But all of these things affect the lining of the gut and damages it. So then there's a lot of inflammation, a lot of damage that can happen. And downstream, it can cause a lot of issues for the body. So things, even including things like joint pain, can be a result of inflammation from the gut. So this whole terminology is considered leaky gut syndrome, because this is where this issue starts to really affect your life. It starts to kind of become uncontrollable, and you can just get a whole bunch of downstream symptoms happening. And one of the main things that a lot of my patients, when I'm assessing them for leaky gut, I ask them, are you bloated? Do you wake up bloated? Do you have really irregular bowel movements? So for example, are you constipated most of the time? Or do you have diarrhea most of the time? Do you get heartburn? Do you feel really tired and fatigued all the time? So this could be signs of leaky gut. And we need to figure out how to fix this, how to heal the gut. gut lining. So that way it starts healing and improves our quality of life. Because, our digestive system is really one of the most important systems for our health, because that's where our food is digested. It's where we're absorbing the nutrients. It's where we get the energy to thrive, to enjoy life, to live the life we want to live. So this is why this syndrome can really start to affect your life a lot if we continue, if it goes on uncontrolled. So how do we heal a leaky gut? So basically, the good thing is you can heal a leaky gut when we target a healthy lifestyle. We target eating foods that are good for the gut, and we eliminate any kind of triggers that are hurting the gut. So this could be eliminating some food sensitivities, looking at the types of medications, the supplements that you might be taking that could be adversely affecting your gut. So for example, you might have heard taking aspirin, or especially aspirin can affect your gut lining and can cause ulcers. So we look at what is causing, what is making you want to take the aspirin. So we want to really get to the root of how to eliminate these triggers. Even improving your sleep habits and keeping your stress under control, and adding in healthy foods, nutrients that help heal the lining will play a huge role in healing the gut. So here are some of the 6 nutrients to heal the leaky gut syndrome. And this whole talk is coming from Dr. Jocker's article, and we want to honor him and mention that as well. And these are some amazing nutrients with so many different functions for the whole body, not just for the gut. So you'll notice that effects, the positive effects will be long lasting and will just kind of go beyond your gut as well. So we'll start with the first one. This is actually one of my favorites. It's called quercetin. So the word is a little hard to pronounce, but it's called quercetin. So quercetin is a molecule. It's a flavonoid, which is coming from apples, onions, and other fruits, but mostly those the ones I just mentioned. But this molecule has amazing anti-inflammatory benefits. It's really great for supporting healthy skin, healing the gut lining. It is really good for allergies as well, allergy season, and it can improve your histamine response. So histamine is, they go these molecules that can cause rashes, hives, redness, and there's a lot of foods that can contain histamine. So when you eat too much of this, you can get a lot of bloating, a lot of redness, rashes, hives can come from this. So quercetin is a great nutrient to add to your diet. You can do this through foods, through supplementation, but it can really benefit. And when you're looking at supplements, I highly recommend, and I tell this to all my patients, if they come see me, is that bring the supplements that you're currently taking with you, so that way I can take a look to see what is higher quality, what's the right concentration, the dose that you're taking, because there's so much out there that it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. So this is where somebody like a nutritionist or as myself, a naturopathic doctor, can come and be part of your team to help you figure out exactly how much, or or what nutrient would be beneficial for you, because you're unique and your health needs are unique as well. So let's jump into number 2, which is, of course, another one of my favorites, curcumin. So this curcumin is a component of turmeric. So turmeric is that yellow spice that you might have heard of. I'm sure you've seen turmeric lattes. It's in curries. It's just a really, really amazing spice that has a lot of benefits. And curcumin is the extract of this spice that has a lot of research behind it, showing that it is so good for reducing inflammation overall. It can help with digestion. It can help with your brain, because it's one of the few molecules that cross the blood-brain barrier to help with improving your inflammation, anti-inflammation. It just cuts down inflammation very, very, very effectively. It can support your liver health. It's liver protective. It can help with blood sugar as well. It boosts your immune system because it fights bacteria, viruses, and it can just really help calm down the inflammation in the body. Now, note about curcumin is there's so many different brands of containing curcumin out there. So like I mentioned with the quercetin, Some brands, some forms of the curcumin might not be as digestible. So this is where if you are thinking about taking turmeric or curcumin, come talk to a naturopath to make sure that you have the right quality. But overall, curcumin is a fantastic nutrient to have in your diet. And one of the best ways that I recommend to my patients is making a turmeric latte. So basically, because turmeric has more than just curcumin in it, because curcumin is one molecule of all the different amazing benefits that turmeric has, right? So if you want to get a whole range of all the benefits, you can make an easy turmeric latte. Like, for example, what I like to do is I like to make it with some oat milk or almond milk. I put some turmeric in there, like half a teaspoon. I put some black pepper in there too, and maybe add a little bit of sweetener, like a little bit of honey, and it becomes a really delicious latte that you can take, especially come cold and flu season, to also fight those bugs while healing your gut as well. So number 3 is zinc, glycinate, and zinc carnosine. So zinc is a mineral that our body does not produce. So we need it actually from food. A lot of us are actually at risk of zinc deficiency because we don't necessarily eat a lot of the food that zinc is high in. So zinc is high in seafood, seeds, and nuts and seeds, and chocolate as well. So dark chocolate, please go for the dark chocolate, not necessarily the milk chocolate. But zinc is a very, very essential mineral. It's so important for improving your immune function. It's great for healing your skin, healing the wounds. It also increases your stomach acid, so your stomach juices, to help with digestion as well. And if you have low levels of zinc, you might notice that your nails aren't as healthy. You might notice hair loss. You might notice there's some issues with your taste. And there's, of course, blood work that we can do as well to measure your zinc levels to see if you're deficient in that. So zinc is another very healing nutrient that our body uses to heal the gut lining and to also help your immune system to regulate the inflammation. Number 4 is L-Glutamine. So this is an amino acid. So an amino acid is, think of protein, and protein is made up of several different kinds of amino acids. So glutamine is one of those amino acids, and this is fantastic really for healing the gut. So when I'm talking about healing the gut, I also want to make sure to let you know that before we get to the healing stage, we want to eradicate the bad guys. We want to get rid of the bad guys. We want to get rid of the food sensitivities. We want to get rid of anything that's causing the damage still. Because if those things are still there, even if we're trying to heal the lining, those will keep, attacking the lining and kind of not really helping. So first thing we want to do is to eliminate these triggers, and then we look at healing. But both of these things can be done at the same time. It just has to be monitored. And this is where a naturopath will be a great addition to your team of health professionals. So the thing with glutamine is that it is fantastic for the gut lining. And think of it like acting like cement to heal the gut lining. So anything, any cracks, any holes, glutamine can help with healing the lining. And for example, if you think about chemotherapy or cancer treatments, when there's chemotherapy, there's a side effect of inflammation and too much mucus action in the gut lining. And what this can cause is the gut lining, the cells in the lining are replaced every 3 or 4 days. So they're very, very quickly replaced. So with chemotherapy, you're obviously trying to get rid of the tumor, but you're also like killing any kind of fast cells that are multiplying fast. So that's why you can have hair loss, you can have issues with the gut. So taking something like glutamine can really help with healing the gut lining as well. So number 5 is one of my favorite herbs, ginger. It is fantastic for your stomach. It's very, very anti-inflammatory. It can even help with period pains. It is great for digestion if you need a digestive aid. Even things like bloating can be helped with ginger. Ginger is also great for if you're noticing that you are prone to motion sickness, or just vomiting. It is an antiemetic, so it helps with preventing nausea and just helps with digestion as well. So it is just fantastic. You can do so many things with it. That's a great thing. I always say go for fresh ginger. Ginger powder, you don't really know how long it's been in the shelves for. Always go for fresh when you have a chance. You can make a nice ginger lemon tea. You can have ginger with a little bit of honey if you have a sore throat. So ginger is, like I said before, ginger is anti-inflammatory, but it's also a spice. So it does have the ability to get rid of harmful bacteria and microbes as well. So another great herb to add into your daily lifestyle. Number 6 is glutathione. So this one you might not have heard of. It is, it's actually one of, or if not the most powerful antioxidant in the body. It's produced by the liver. So it is very, very essential when we're looking into reducing inflammation. So what can happen is glutathione, we call it the master antioxidant. And so it supports your liver. It's very liver protective. It helps your liver detox toxins and calms down any kind of inflammation from that. It can support the growth and repair of every cell. And when we think about antioxidants, in my head, they're like these little firefighters that are going and calming down the fires caused by chronic inflammation. So it's really, really a fantastic antioxidant to have. The one thing about glutathione is, though, it is very unstable. So it can degrade really quickly. So this is where, if you were to get a supplement that says glutathione in it, I would recommend you consult a professional first to make sure it's in the stable form, or is this something that it will actually give you the benefit it needs, because your body does naturally produce glutathione if given the right ingredients. So for example, things like N-acetylcysteine, glutamine can help create glutathione in the body. But once again, this is a fantastic antioxidant that your body naturally produces, and it just does so many amazing things to the body. So this is a bonus that because where this article is from Dr. Jockers, pea protein. So pea protein, you might notice that is an ingredient in a lot of the vegan protein brands, and it's less likely to cause any digestive upsets, unlike, for example, soy or dairy-based proteins. And there is a very high concentration of protein in the pea protein. And it's really great if you have a lot of food sensitivities to try a pea protein-based protein shake. And it does improve your microbiome because the pea protein acts like food for the healthy gut bacteria. So, so if we want to grow the good gut bacteria, we need to give it the food that it needs, right? So fiber is one of the best sources of food that our probiotics eat, and also the intestinal cells need for energy, the short chain fatty acids. So pea protein is another addition that you can try when you're in the process of healing your gut. So what I want to say from this talk is that healing is possible. The beauty of our body is that healing is possible when we remove the obstacles that is stopping it from healing. So like I mentioned before, when we're looking at healing the gut, we want to remove any kind of the triggers first. And this is where doing a thorough, detailed assessment can be so helpful, because everyone's different. So what might work for you might not work for your friend or your family, because you are unique. So once we figure that out, once we remove those triggers, and then we add some of these nutrients to help heal the lining, you'll be surprised at how good you can feel when the gut starts to repair itself. Because when the leaky gut is healing and healed, you'll notice that the symptoms of even things like headaches or fatigue, sleep issues start to improve as well. So I hope that this was very informative for you. It was a bit of a shorter talk, but we hit a lot of the nutrients that you can easily adapt into your daily lifestyle. Now, of course, with some of these things, if you are taking certain medications, you want to be careful. For example, with the curcumin, especially if you're taking, let's say, cholesterol medication or blood pressure medication. So this is why when you're trying something, it's important to just double check it with your healthcare professional. And this is something that I do as a naturopathic doctor as well. We check all of your medications to see if they interact with the supplements. So, but overall, though, they are such great additions to have for your day-to-day life. So these are some of the our other upcoming webinars that we hope you can join. We have a live event happening on September 18th, Dine with Doc, which is if you are interested, please speak to our friend Justine to register. We're also having a dynamic hockey warm-up exercises by Victoria, getting ready for the hockey season coming up. And there's we're going to also talk about how to stay motivated when losing weight. We know this is a very, very, very interesting and amazing talk. And we're also going to talk about the importance of our lymphatic system and also about sinus congestion and some ways that we can help with that too. So lots of exciting, interesting talks coming your way. We'd love for you to connect with us. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, websites. We'd love for you to leave some feedback, even with these lectures and the webinars that we do. And if you have any ideas for talks, please let us know as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Angela. We hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend, the evening, and we'll see you next time.